Welcome to our channel, where we update the most exciting and shocking details from the dramatic TV series that are loved by the audience. If you are passionate about buried secrets, tearful reunions and heartbreaking truths that seem to be forgotten, then this is the place for you. And right now, let's explore one of the shocking stories of Beyond the Gates, when Naomi discovers a secret that will change all the relationships around her forever. Naomi only planned to attend the meeting as a social ritual, but she did not expect that this seemingly normal event would become an earthquake in her life. When she stepped into the old villa of June's family, a strange premonition crept into Naomi's heart. She felt something unusual, a missing piece waiting to be opened. The meaningful glances and looks from some of the older people in the room made Naomi start to pay more attention. She happened to glance at an old photo frame placed to one side on the shelf. Covered in dust, almost forgotten by time. In the photo was a girl about 6 years old, standing next to a woman with a very familiar face. It was June. But what made Naomi speechless was not June, but the eyes of the child in the photo. Those deep, sad but full of life eyes were none other than Haley, the person Naomi once considered a close friend. A suspicion arose. Naomi could not stop herself from following the clues. She quietly went to the family's personal library, which was filled with old files and diaries. After many hours of flipping through, Naomi came across a discolored letter carefully stored in a seemingly innocuous book. It was a letter from June's mother to a person named Claire, a name that had come up in a few sporadic conversations. The letter was a gut-wrenching confession that she had been unable to keep both children with her after her husband died. That a financial crisis had forced her to give her youngest child, Haley, to another family on the condition that their blood ties remain secret. Claire was the one who had adopted Haley, and the one who had forbidden any relationship between the two siblings. Naomi was shocked to realize that Haley and June were real sisters, separated by secrets, lies, and the bitter compromises of the previous generation. She remembered Haley's confessions of feeling lost, of not belonging to her family, of a vague pain that even Haley could not name, all of which now had an answer. Naomi felt like her whole world had turned upside down. What was she to do with this truth? Did she have the right to reveal it? In Naomi's mind, questions followed one another like a tidal wave. She returned to the living room, her eyes searching for Haley in the crowd while her heart pounded uncontrollably. Meanwhile, in a corner of the room, June was chatting happily with a few relatives, unaware that the fateful clock was counting down to the moment her life would be torn apart by a secret buried for decades. Naomi no longer had enough patience. She walked up to Haley, took her hand and pulled her to the back garden. There, amidst the rustling of leaves and the setting sun, Naomi revealed everything. Haley was stunned, unable to believe her ears. She was skeptical, in denial, angry, and finally burst into tears like a child. Naomi said nothing more, only showing the original letter she had brought with her. Reading each line, Haley trembled, then collapsed as if she had no more strength. Everything she had ever believed in was crushed by the stark truth. She cried out in pain, why? Why had her whole life been a series of lies? At the same time, June appeared behind them, her face pale when she saw the letter in Haley's hand. She knew that the secret she had tried to bury forever was no longer in her hands. Naomi stepped back, leaving the two sisters to face each other in silence, amidst a shock of truth. Haley turned to look at June with eyes that were both angry and pleading. She wanted to hear an explanation, wanted to know why her real sister had left her to wander like a shadow for so many years. June choked, but then broke down. She confessed that she had known Haley was her sister all along. But because of her promise to her mother and because of her fear of destroying Haley's peaceful world, she had chosen to remain silent. She had never expected that the secret would hurt Haley so deeply. The two hugged each other and cried. No words could describe the pain that had just been awakened. But at that very moment, a ray of hope flashed, that after all, two people who seemed to be strangers found each other not as friends, but as blood relatives. Naomi watched from afar, feeling a mixture of emotions, pain, relief, and most of all, the feeling that she was right to pursue the truth to the end. But the story did not end there. Naomi's revelations and the letter began to spread throughout the family. The elders, who had witnessed the past, began to speak up, revealing more horrifying details. One uncle admitted that he was the one who gave Haley to Claire, because he believed her family was better off, and also because he wanted to save the family's honor that was on the brink of collapse after June's father's sudden death. Another aunt recounted that their mother had lived her whole life in regret for that decision. The deeper they delved into the past, the more they realized that those choices not only destroyed Haley's childhood, but also put an end to a relationship that they thought could never be separated. Haley collapsed. She started avoiding everyone, even cutting off contact with Naomi for a long time because she felt overwhelmed. June kept trying to make up for it, but the more she tried, the more she hurt Haley, as if the relationship was being forced. Naomi witnessed the two sisters growing apart after the shock that seemed to bring them together. She decided to organize a special meeting, no formality, no ceremony, just a small space where each person could speak their true feelings. The meeting did not go smoothly. Haley cried, June was angry, Naomi almost cried too. But between the tears and sobs, a miracle happened. Haley accepted forgiveness. She could not forget, but she did not want to live in hatred. She agrees to start over, not as a sister who immediately falls in love with her older sister, but as a woman ready for a new chance, a relationship rebuilt from the ashes of the past. From then on, although things did not become perfect right away, there was sharing between them, genuine hugs, conversations that lasted until midnight. Naomi, from an outsider, now becomes the strongest bridge between the two sisters. And in her heart, she knows that this journey to discover the truth will not only change the fate of Haley and June, but also a journey to redefine herself about love, courage, and the power of daring to look straight at the past. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you find this story interesting, don't forget to follow and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next surprising and emotional developments from Beyond the Gates and many other outstanding TV series.